Okay, raise your hand if you have ever looked at a pile of garbage and thought this: why do we not just throw all of this into a volcano? I mean, think about it. Volcanoes are literally giant natural furnaces sitting right there in the ground, free of charge, no electricity bill, no recycling, no sorting. Just throw it all in, problem solved. Right? Wrong. So spectacularly, so hilariously wrong. Because what actually happens when you dump trash into a volcano is so much worse than anything you could imagine. By the end of this video, you will never look at your garbage bin the same way again. Welcome to the IFS, where we take the questions everyone thinks about, but nobody actually answers. If you are new here, hit subscribe right now. Because every single week we break down a scenario that sounds simple but hides something absolutely mind-blowing underneath. Alright, the world's trash. The volcano. Let us do this, asterisk. Before we throw anything into a volcano, let us talk about what we are actually dealing with, because the amount of trash humanity produces every single day is genuinely shocking, right? Now humans generate approximately 2.5 billion tons of solid waste every single year. Let me put that in perspective for you. If you stacked all of that trash into a single pile, it would be taller than Mount Everest. Every single day, we are talking about food waste, plastic bottles, old furniture, broken electronics, packaging, paper, clothing, chemicals, and pretty much everything else you can think of. And here is the uncomfortable truth. Right now, we bury most of it in the ground. We dump some of it in the ocean. And we burn a small portion of it in giant incinerators. None of these solutions are particularly glamorous, so the volcano idea, on the surface, it sounds almost genius. Almost. Alright, let us say we actually do it. We take a truck full of garbage, we drive it to the nearest volcano, and we tip it all in. What happens next? First, the good news. Lava is incredibly hot. We are talking temperatures between 700 and 1200 degrees Celsius. That is hot enough to melt most metals, hot enough to turn glass into liquid, hot enough to make most organic materials disappear in seconds. So yes, if you threw a bag of household garbage into active lava, most of it would burn up almost instantly. Sounds great, right? Here is the bad news. And there is a lot of bad news. When trash burns at extremely high temperatures, it does not just disappear into nothing, it releases gases, toxic, poisonous, absolutely horrifying gases. Burning plastic releases dioxins and furan, some of the most toxic chemical compounds known to science. Burning electronics releases lead, mercury, and cadmium into the air. Burning organic waste releases massive amounts of carbon dioxide and methane. So instead of solving our trash problem, we would essentially be building the world's largest and most efficient poison machine right next to an active volcano. What could possibly go wrong? Now here is the part that nobody thinks about. Volcanoes are not just holes in the ground that you can dump things into. They are incredibly complex geological systems that react to everything you put in them. Here is a terrifying fact. Have actually studied what happens when foreign materials enter active lava flows, and what they found is not good. When cold or wet materials hit lava, the sudden temperature difference causes something called a steam explosion. Imagine dropping a cold glass into a very hot pan. That shattering, crackling reaction. Now multiply that by about 10 million. A steam explosion from dumping large amounts of wet trash into a volcanic crater could throw molten rock and debris for miles in every direction. So not only are we poisoning the atmosphere, we are also throwing rocks at ourselves from a volcano, which honestly feels like something humans would absolutely do. Okay, let us say we somehow solve the toxic gas problem. Let us say we somehow avoid the steam explosions. We still have one absolutely massive problem left. Volume. Remember that 2.5 billion tons of trash per year we talked about earlier. Let us look at how much Lava, a volcano, actually produces one of the most active volcanoes on Earth. Kilauea in Hawaii produces roughly 300,000 cubic meters of lava per day. That sounds like a lot, but here is the thing. The amount of trash humanity produces every single day is so much larger than what any volcano could handle. Even if we used every active volcano on Earth simultaneously, we would barely make a dent. There are roughly 1,500 active volcanoes on the planet. Combined, they could not keep up with even a fraction of our daily trash output. So, not only would the plan fail spectacularly, it would fail while simultaneously poisoning the air, triggering explosions and making a lot of volcanoes very angry. And you do not want to make a volcano angry, trust me. Now let us zoom out and look at the bigger picture. Because even if all of the above problems were somehow magically solved, the environmental consequences of this plan would be absolutely catastrophic. Volcanoes already release significant amounts of sulfur dioxide and carbon dioxide. Naturally, adding the toxic byproduct of burning billions of tons of trash on top of that would create an atmospheric disaster on a global scale. Air quality around volcano sites would become immediately life-threatening. Acid rain would increase dramatically across entire regions. Wildlife within hundreds of kilometers of active volcano sites would face mass extinction events from toxic air and acid rain. Remember when Mount Pinatubo erupted in 1991 and lowered global temperatures by 0.5 degrees Celsius for an entire year? Now imagine that, but permanent and toxic. Suddenly that pile of garbage in your kitchen does not seem so bad, does it? Okay, so the volcano plan is completely off the table, but this raises a genuinely important question. If we cannot use volcanoes and our current methods are clearly not working, what do we actually do? Here is where things get genuinely exciting, because scientists right now are developing some truly remarkable solutions to the global trash crisis. Plasma gasification plants can convert almost any type of waste into clean energy using superheated plasma at temperatures even higher than lava. Without the toxic byproducts, researchers have discovered specific species of bacteria and fungi that can actually eat plastic, breaking it down into harmless compounds naturally. Advanced recycling technologies are being developed that can break down almost any material back to its basic molecular components and rebuild it into something useful. And perhaps, most excitingly, a new generation of biodegradable materials is being developed to replace plastic entirely. Materials that decompose completely within weeks instead of the 400 years regular plastic takes. Thus, solutions exist. The technology is developing rapidly. The volcano was never the answer, but the real answer is actually pretty incredible. So, what if we dumped all our trash into volcanoes? Here is what would actually happen. We would poison the atmosphere with toxic gases that make the air unbreathable. We would trigger massive steam explosions that turn volcanoes into giant rock-throwing machines. We would completely overwhelm every active volcano on Earth and still barely scratch the surface of our trash problem, and we would create an environmental catastrophe so severe it would make our current trash crises look like a minor inconvenience. The volcano idea is one of those things that sounds brilliant at 2 a.m. and absolutely catastrophic in the cold light of science. But here is the thing that actually gives me hope. Humanity created this problem, and humanity is smart enough to solve it. Just maybe not with volcanoes. If this blew your mind, hit that like button right now. Subscribe to the IFs for a brand new mind-bending video every single week, and drop your own what if in the comments below.